Jazz, Kingdom, global talk, no filter, turn it up. Oh, whole squad in the building. Touchdown, Jazz, Kingdom Global. In the end zone, baby. Jazz, Kingdom Global. We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Jazz, Kingdom Global. Every take to sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits zero. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll.
And welcome to the DKG podcast. I am very excited to have you here. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the whole screen share thing I'm going to do, talking about all of the NFL teams that are playing today. If you're on Spotify, take a listen. I really hope that you enjoy what is going to happen today. Now, this is going to be a little pre-game kickoff about the games that are happening today. Phillip Rivers starting today against the Seahawks with the Indianapolis Colts. All of that and more here on this episode of the DKG podcast. So stick around.
Whole field in my dreadlock halo. Big screen, big dream, no cable. Who talk that talk, we deeper. Game plan drawn on the speaker. Touchdown, crowd gon' ether. He broke 3 tackles on the feature. Every topic we go line. No cap, 2 feet on a white line. Replay angles in my punchline. Whole earth in the chat at the same time. Trans Kingdom Global. We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Trans Kingdom Global. Every take to sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Fourth quarter, last snap, no fold. He roll out, he throwing it bold. Caught that truth in the back of the zone. Touchdown, Dress Kingdom on goal. Dress Kingdom. Global on go, no local. Dress Kingdom. Run it back, hit Logan.
All right, here we go. We are going to go ahead and talk about the NFL games that are happening today. Kickoff is just an hour away. Again, if you are on Spotify, you will not be able to see my screen, so I will explain a lot more than per se if you are watching this on YouTube. Now, if you're on YouTube, you can see this. We have the NFL schedule put up for today. Some of the noon games that are happening in just an hour. The Ravens are taking on the Bengals as they are currently 6-7, trying to win their game in hopes that Pittsburgh loses theirs on Monday night. We'll explain more on that in just a minute. The Raiders take on the Eagles at noon. Should be an easy win for the Eagles, who have dropped 3 in a row. More on that in just a moment. Meanwhile, Cardinals-Texans should be an easy win for the Texans. Beat the Chiefs by 10 points last week. And then at noon, the Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 6-7. This obviously has not been the best season for the Kansas City Chiefs, who will hope to get a win, a must-win at home against the 9-4 Los Angeles Chargers. Then we're going to take you out to Gillette Stadium, where the Buffalo Bills will need a win against the New England Patriots to keep their hopes of winning the AFC East pretty high, as you can see that the New England Patriots will need to win against Buffalo to clinch the division and guarantee themselves a home playoff game. And they're currently now tied for first in the AFC. Obviously, that first seed gets you that bye in the NFL playoffs. Then the Jets taking on the Jaguars here at noon. 3-10 New York, nothing to play for, taking on the 9-4 Jacksonville Jaguars, who after last year, seeing how they were last year and now with the new coach Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, how they've been able to put together a really awesome team. It's really special, and now they have an opportunity for a 10-win season, their second in 5 years. So just a couple of our noon games for you today. And then also, Commanders, Giants. Again, both teams are eliminated from postseason contention. However, just see who can have bragging rights. New York, obviously, who has been on a roller coaster, 2-11 this season, losing Jackson Dart to a concussion, putting Jameis Winston in, coming off of their bye week, seeing if they can pull off the victory at home against the 3-10 struggling Jaden Daniels, Washington Commanders. Then we go ahead and take you out to Chicago, where Shador Sanders, 3-10 Cleveland, look to upset the Chicago Bears, who are on top of their division. However, needing to win today as they are currently sitting right now as the 7th seed in the NFC. Okay. Then we are going to go to New Orleans as um, our first of four 325 games. I believe that's 5. Panthers Saints, as the Panthers currently sitting atop the NFC South uh, with a 7-6 record. With the win, are going to inch closer and closer to winning that division, and the Panthers could possibly have home field advantage against the whoever it is in the NFL playoffs. Really exciting to see the growth of uh, Carolina. Then one of the most important games, the Lions taking on the Rams, who have been red hot this season. Only 3 losses. Detroit coming off of a win against the Dallas Cowboys at home, trying now to take down an NFC favorite Los Angeles Rams football team, who comes off of a um, dominant win against the Cardinals, 45-17. And then another one of our 325 games. We'll introduce you to the Colts. Philip Rivers coming out of retirement to take on the Seattle Seahawks, who, again, the Colts have been struggling the past few games, hoping that they can find a way to get this win against a very good team in Seattle, who is neck and neck with the Los Angeles Rams. This game is very important, but it's Philip Rivers on the road. Obviously, that story being he was a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. However, since he was signed to the active roster, he will no longer be eligible for the Hall of Fame until 2031. So again, very, very exciting that we get to see Philip Rivers in action. Never thought we'd see him on the field again, and just really awesome to see his growth and how he's been able to step onto this team coming out of retirement, coached at his high school for many, many years, and to see that he has his gear, that he's ready to go even after that long off the field. It's pretty impressive to see from Philip Rivers. Okay. Now, after that, you can catch the Titans and 49ers. If you are in that area, the 2-11 Tennessee Titans are going to take on the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers. Should be an easy matchup for the 49ers. They should win this game. As we can see that the Titans have struggled this season. Cam Ward is a really, really great quarterback. Just got to find ways to be able to use him, as that game will be at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Okay, then it's going to be Sunday night. The Vikings going into Arlington to take on the 6-1 Dallas Cowboys, who have to win this game to stay alive in the NFC East. Again, more on that later in the episode. But so far, 5-8 Minnesota. I mean, at this point, you have to win this game to stay in playoff contention. If not, you're out. So a lot that's factored in there when you're talking about Minnesota. But Dallas, this should be an easy win for them. However, Diggs will remain on IR. Cowboys are opting to keep him there, so we'll see. Dak has been hot all season, so that should be a fun game to watch. And then Monday night, it will be the 6-7 Miami Dolphins coming in to Pittsburgh to take on the 7-6 AFC North Division leading Pittsburgh Steelers, who are coming off of an upset win against the Baltimore Ravens on the road. Really nice to see them be able to fight through that entire game and keep Lamar Jackson contained. That one interception last week by Lamar just kind of ruin their chances of being able to come back in that game. 27-22, the final there. So, when we come back, I will discuss some of these situations that we're having. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Who's out? Who's in? More on that in just a moment. Stick around.
This kingdom global, every take the sky. Turn the mic to the max, touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits zero. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll. Whole field in my dreadlock halo. Big screen, big dream, no cable. Who talk that talk, we deeper. Game plan drawn on a speaker. Touchdown, crowd gon' ether. He broke 3 tackles on the feature. Every topic we go line. No cap, 2 feet on a white line. Replay angles in my punchline. Whole earth in the chat at the same time. Trans Kingdom Global, we go worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Trans Kingdom Global, everything to sky. Turn the mic to the max, touchdown call every time. Fourth quarter, last snap, no fold. He roll out, he throwing it bold. Caught that truth in the back of the zone. Touchdown, Dress Kingdom on goal. Dress Kingdom, global on go, no local. Dress Kingdom, run it back, hit Logan.
And welcome back. We are here again now. For those of you on Spotify, thank you so much for watching. For those YouTube watchers, we're going to go ahead and share our screen here just so you can see the 2025 NFL playoff picture. So you can see what this is actually going to look like. So, obviously, the Super Bowl will be live from San Francisco. Now, if the playoffs ended today, the Broncos, Patriots, Jags, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, and Texans would all be in. Okay? We talk about the Colts, who are on the bubble, Ravens, Chiefs, Dolphins, and the Bengals, and then obviously our eliminated teams being the Jets, Browns, Raiders, and Titans. Okay? Now, we obviously talk about the playoff clinching scenarios. Wins by the Broncos, Rams, and Patriots would secure their spots in the playoffs. Just going to put that out there. So, if the Broncos, Rams, Patriots win, they're in their respective games. Now, if we're going to take a look at the NFC, where the Rams, Packers, Eagles, Panthers, all division leaders right now, would be in. Seahawks, 49ers, and Bears would be in the wild card. With the Lions, Buccaneers, Cowboys, and Vikings being on the bubble. And the Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, and Giants are all out of playoff contention. The one thing I do want to note here is that the Colts, with the win and Texans loss, would be in as they're in the same division, right? Third in the AFC South. With a win and a Texans loss, Colts would be in playoff contention. The Bears would probably win this game against Cleveland, but with the Lions with a win and a Bears loss, would be in playoff contention there. Buccaneers currently right now sitting at 54% to make the playoffs. Currently 11% for the Dallas Cowboys. With a win would be 15% to make the playoffs. And then Vikings with a loss is out of playoff contention, as I've mentioned before. So, one thing I do want to talk about is the whole Philip Rivers story, because everyone has been so conflicted. Everyone's been so excited for this to happen, and I will explain more on what this actually is. Now, we knew that Philip Rivers was retired. He's retired after the playoff game 4 years ago, against the Buffalo Bills. And Daniel Jones gets injured. And with that injury, forces him to rethink, do I want to come back? Do I want to step in? A lot of these questions arise from that situation. And really, just a lot going on in terms of pressure, right? Are we gonna let this guy step in? Obviously, being head friends with the head coach and Shane Steichen, I believe. Uh, and so that obviously led the way for him to come and work out for the Colts. Signed him to the practice squad, just activated him a couple days ago. And so this is really an exciting opportunity for the Indianapolis Colts, who are going on the road to take on a very hot Seattle Seahawks team. So very excited to see that. For those guys on YouTube, my screen will load in just a moment. There we go. Uh, and this guy, I don't know how long his contract is for, but the goal is to start him, which obviously he will. So um, really, really good job there. He obviously admitted he wasn't the same weight he was when he started or when he last was in the NFL, but is ready to play. All of his guys that the high school he coached at is ready for him to step into that role in the NFL and give the Colts the playoff push that they need. Um, Guy's 44 years old, man. So with that being said, Philip Rivers is out of contention until 2031 for the NFL Hall of Fame, as he was a semifinalist. Um, they needed to make that move, and they made it now, right? So if they can get a win against the Seahawks, that will be great. Uh, we are very excited to see that narrative and how that will play out for them. But again, the expectation is to start Philip Rivers. There should be no issues there. He's the veteran. Um, so we will see what that story will um, be like for him. Um, Also, another thing I want to talk about are the Eagles, who are currently 8-5 on a 3-game losing streak. Um, Lost to the Cowboys, the Chargers, and I believe another team that they lost to. Let me see their schedule here. They play on Christmas Day, I believe. Oh yeah, so they've lost to the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Chargers in back-to-back-to-back weeks. Obviously, not how you want the second half of the season to go. However, they are looking to bounce back uh, and win against the Raiders. So if you can just take a look at their schedule here. Raiders, Commanders, Bills, and Commanders. So they'll play the Commanders twice in 2 weeks. That will be really, really nice for them to be able to get wins in 3 of those 4 games. Should clinch the division if that were to happen. Jalen Hurts knows that he hasn't had the best couple of games, but really, really nice job by the Eagles, or by We are back. Sorry for the interruption. We are back at this again. So we were talking about the Eagles, who obviously are should be a top team. However, their lack of I don't know consistency, right? When Nick Sirianni was asked about um asked about Jalen Hurts. Well, he was like, the reporter asked, "Is he going to start?" And dude laughed and said, "Ridiculous that he doesn't, right?" And it just, I don't know. We got to see whether or not Jalen Hurts can be up to the task. He has shown that he is, unfortunately, just not able to lock in. And we will actually have more on that in just a moment. Stick around. This is the DKG podcast on YouTube and Spotify.
Whistle blow. Lights glow. Turn me up. Here we go. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Heartbeat hits like the two-dots. Theme out, pop, pop. Turn it up. Go. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Bleach cut grass, slow mo stride, sweat on my face, fire inside. Crowd so loud, but I'm locked in. Fourth and long, I was built to win. Who's gonna run it? I am. Who's gonna take that hit? I can't. Who's gonna cross that line? We are. Hold on the field. We're the stars. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme.
And welcome you back here to the DKG podcast. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you are on Spotify, please subscribe and follow the channel. We will have more episodes as time comes. We appreciate you for spending your Sunday with us, as kickoff is just 40 minutes away, as there are a lot of really good games that are going to be on tap today. The one thing that I do want to actually talk about right now is the collapse of the Kansas City Chiefs. This team has been so inconsistent throughout this entirety of the season, right? We talk about the Eagles dropping 3 games, and then we got to talk about the other contender for the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are currently right now 6-7. That's not a 6-7 joke, by the way. That's their actual record. As we are gonna just take a look, just throughout their entire season, what has been the case. So let's go ahead. If you're on Spotify, again, you won't be able to see this, but we'll go ahead and go through the entirety of the schedule for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it starts with their first game of the season. They lost in Brazil to the Chargers 27-21. Lost to the Eagles the next week 20-17. Then beat the Giants 22-9. Beat the Ravens 37-20. Okay, we're 2-2 at this point. Lost by 3 after they couldn't tackle Trevor Lawrence 31-28. Beat the Lions 30-27 the following week. Shut out the Raiders 31-0. Beat the Commanders 28-7. And so at this point, it should be about 5-3, because at this point they should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins and 3 losses. Then lost to the Bills 28-21. Lost to the Broncos 22-19 in a close one. Beat the Colts though 23-20. And then lost to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Then lost to the Texans 20-10. And right now are currently sitting at 6-7, third in their division, behind the Raiders, or behind the Chiefs, or behind the Chargers. My gosh, they're behind the Chargers, who are 9-4. So right now there is a battle between the Broncos and the Chiefs, for that number 1 spot. But if the Broncos were to beat the Chargers, which I do foresee that happening, that'll be the last game of the year, then they'll clinch the division for sure. So we talk about Travis Kelce, and how he is not progressed as he should have. We're gonna take a look at his stats here uh for the season. Um just look at some of them. I mean, against the Texans, he only had one reception for 8 yards. Had a touchdown against the Cowboys, didn't have a single touchdown versus the Colts. I mean, he is slowly has done worse and worse over these past few games. And so it's kind of hard to say, well, he is one of the greatest tight ends that the NFL has ever seen, but this season has not been for him. He is older, 37 years old, 82 receiving touchdowns and 85 total touchdowns over the course of his career. I mean, he's been in the NFL for 12 years, going on his 13th season. So very, very interesting to see where that dynamic will take us. Just Travis Kelce not being at his playing at the highest level that he can play at. Obviously, we're it's a must win, right, for the Kansas City Chiefs, who again are 6-7, and who hasn't had the greatest season yet. But at home, 12 o'clock, which is just under 40 minutes away, and the Chargers come in Kansas City. They should win against Kansas City, but however, Kansas City, there's a fire that's being lit under them right now to play better than what they have been. So again, we'll just see again what this team is. uh, and the Chiefs apparently can be eliminated today if they do not win. That is just what I'm seeing right now. That is what I'm seeing. So if the Chiefs lose today, they are out of the playoffs. That is, again, just new information that I saw. Don't quote me on that, but from what I can see from the post that I'm seeing right now, Chiefs can be eliminated if they lose today. That is going to be insane. Wow. So this is breaking news 20 minutes ago. This just came in. The Chiefs can be eliminated from the playoffs today if the Chiefs lose to the Chargers, if the Bills beat or tie the Patriots, if the Jags beat or tie the Jets, or if the Texans beat the Cardinals. This is going to be a heartbreaker, but it starts with the Chiefs beating the Chargers, the Bills beating the Patriots, which I don't see happening. The Jags probably will beat the Jets, and if the Cardinals don't beat the Texans, then the Chiefs are out. So that is unfortunate for Kansas City. But it is what it is, man. I mean, you didn't have the greatest season, but we'll see if any of those go against the Kansas City Chiefs today. More along that path for the Chiefs, but they just got to win today, man. That's all it is. So with that being said, however, more great news. However, the Miami Dolphins on a 4-game win streak. Can they keep that going? More on that game. More on that as we will see fit. Meanwhile, we will keep you updated on this. More on this story when we return to DKG.
Global talk, no filter, turn it up. Oh, whole squad in the building. Touchdown, dress, keep them global. In the end zone, baby. Dress, keep them global. We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Dress, keep them global. Every take the sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits 0. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll. Whole field in my dreadlock halo. Big screen, big dream, no cable. Who talk that talk, we deeper. Game plan drawn on the speaker. Touchdown, crowd gon' ether. He broke 3 tackles on the feature. Every topic we go line. No cap, 2 feet on a white line. Replay angles in my punchline. Whole earth in the chat at the same time. Trans Kingdom Global, we gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Trans Kingdom Global, everything to sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Fourth quarter, last snap, no fold. He roll out, he throwing it bold. Caught that truth in the back of the zone. Touchdown, Dress Kingdom on goal. Dress Kingdom, global on go, no local. Dress Kingdom, run it back, hit Logan. Whistle blow, lights glow. Turn me up, here we go. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Heartbeat hits like the 2000s. Phenom pop, turn it up. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Beats cut grass, slow mama stride, sweat on my face, fire inside. Crowd so loud, but I'm locked in. Fourth and long, I was built to win. Who's gonna run it? I am. Who's gonna take that hit? I can't. Who's gonna cross that line? We are. Hold on the field. We're the stars. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Heartbeat hits like the drum line. Silver, green, black and gold. Turn it up. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Whistle blow, lights glow. Dress Kingdom, global talk, no filter, turn it up. Whole squad in the building. Touchdown, Dress Kingdom Global. In the end zone, baby. Dress Kingdom Global, we gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Dress Kingdom Global, everything to sky.
And welcome back.
Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits 0. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll. Whole field in my dreadlock halo.
20 minutes here of the DKG podcast. We've talked about playoff scenarios. Chiefs could be eliminated with a loss, or Bills win, Jags win, or Texans win. Obviously, very, very situational things going on today, but this is officially the DKG NFL Kickoff show, as we are very excited that you could join us today. A lot of the scenarios that we have talked about could possibly come true, but if there's one thing that is for certain, that today is going to be an awesome day with the arrival of Phillip Rivers for the first time in 4 years, stepping into an NFL field after coaching in Alabama. Meanwhile, we have some breaking news. Brandon Ayuk is going to be on IR, as the San Francisco 49ers have put him there to start. One thing I do want to mention, though, this is completely off topic. John Cena wrestled his final match at Saturday night's main event versus Gunther, lost via submission for the first time in over 20 years. Wonderful career by John Cena, and he's done a very, very good job this year, putting on everything that he had for the WWE fans. So really, really awesome job by John Cena. We'll miss him for sure. Um, but I mean, never seen 17, man. He's the GOAT of wrestling, and he has done an awesome job putting on a show for us this year. And um, the torch has been passed to Cody Rhodes now, and we'll just see what transpires there. On CBS, you can catch the Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. If you want to follow that game, you can follow that on ESPN. Also, Bills, Patriots will be at the top of the hour here as the Bills looking to take on the Patriots. If they beat the Patriots, Chiefs are eliminated from playoff contention. Meanwhile, Ravens taking on the Bengals, 12 o'clock on CBS. That game should also be fun. Jets, Jaguars on CBS as well at the top of the hour. Cardinals taking on the Texans on Fox. You'll either catch Cardinals, Texans, Browns, Bears, Raiders, Eagles, or Commanders, Giants. Those games will all be broadcasted on Fox. If you have not already, set your fantasy teams right now. We are in playoff mode right now as you know, the playoffs in fantasy, the first 2 weeks of this will be week 14, week 15. Those will be the playoff weeks. However many points you get there will determine if you move on or not. And right now, I am currently first place in my fantasy team. It's been really, really good so far. So, just a little side note, like I was behind this dude last week, and Bijan Robinson rushed a really, really awesome game as the Falcons beat the Buccaneers 29-28. In a very, very classic football game. Todd Bowles was not happy about that. And actually, I will go ahead and show you the video for that in just a moment. But obviously, that was not the game that you wanted. If you were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you'd be collapsed in the fourth quarter. He was visibly upset. And you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, the Buccaneers now are ninth place in the NFC, and you know, it's one of those things where if you're the Bucks, I mean, you've got to be better. You know what I mean? You had the lead, and you just gave it up, right? And so Bijan Robinson just able to take care of business, run the ball efficiently. Didn't have a touchdown that game, but his rushing yards went really, really well. And so that was one of those things that were that he was able to take control of that game just like that. And so I do want to show you this video here.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta care enough.
And hold on, I will restart this for those of you that.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't quote that shit. It was inexcusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room.
Yeah, obviously frustration in Tampa Bay. I mean, that is one of those things where, you know, it's like, how long are we going to accept you not doing your job? You know what I mean? Like, you've had opportunities and you've had chances, and you had the 14-point lead in the quarter, and some of these guys have to understand what their role is on this team, right? I mean, collapsing, I mean, he said it right there. It's inexcusable. You know what I mean? We had the game plan. We knew what we wanted to do, and we just didn't execute. And the first 3 quarters of the game, I mean, it was excellent. Throwing good passes. Um, Baker Mayfield looked really good. Bucky Irving had a couple of really nice first downs in that stretch. And then to go in the fourth quarter and forget it all and forget what your job is, how you want to execute. I mean, it was one of those things where that is truly inexcusable. You know what I mean? Now you're falling to 7-7. You're in second place in the NFC South to the Carolina Panthers, who play the 3-10 Saints. Now they have an easy schedule, an easy win up ahead. And now this is really becoming one of those things where if we want to be a playoff contender, we want to be a playoff team, we cannot forget the basics. We cannot forget what this is supposed to be about. Mike Evans said it was 3rd and 28. That falls on the defense. That falls on defense solely. It was 3rd and 28, 4th and 13, and then all of a sudden you let a big play down the field, and then you let them score the touchdown to Kyle Pitts, who had 3 touchdowns. So not understanding what it is that we have to do down the stretch, who we need to cover. I mean, that is just one of those things where Todd Bowles says, man, it's inexcusable. You know what I mean? That was said in the locker room, and it's gotten so bad to the point where he's had to say this to the media, right? These locker room conversations that we're having isn't enough. So let me put it out there what it is that you need to do. You know what I mean? It's at this point, it's not about the job. I mean, it's about you as men. What are we gonna do as men to show how well we can do this job? And Todd Bowles might have not said it the right way, but it is what it is. That's what he means, and that's what he wants out of this team. He wants them to find ways to win the games. He wants them to find ways to get themselves out of this stretch of losing 5 of their last 6 games. And it's frustrating as a coach. He said it's not the coach, it's the players. It's simply the players. And so Todd Bowles is very, very frustrated, as you can see. Now we are just 20 minutes away here from the kickoff of all of these NFL games. Right now, just unfortunate, what we're seeing. And so, I mean, yeah, from a lot of these great teams, and they're fumbling like the Chiefs, the Ravens, who, by the way, have to win their respective game in order to even be in the conversation for a playoff spot. A lot of that and more when we return to the DKG podcast. Stay tuned.
Turn me up. Here we go. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Heartbeat hits like the 2000s. Team out, pop up, turn it up. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Beats cut grass, slow mo stride, sweat on my face, fire inside. Crowd so loud, but I'm locked in. 4th and long, I was built to win. Who's gonna run it? I am. Who's gonna take that hit? I can't. Who's gonna cross that line? We are. Hold on the field. We're the stars.
welcome back to the DKG podcast. We are very, very excited that you could join us here on this Sunday evening. We are just 18 minutes away from kickoff. Very, very excited for that. But one of the games that we do have to talk about are the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And so this game is very important for a lot of reasons, right? The Ravens being one of the top teams in the NFL, and they have not shown that this year. The same roster pretty much as last year. And so when I look at this, it becomes very apparent that a lot of these teams have figured out the Baltimore Ravens. They have figured out their formula, and they've been able to stop them. And Derrick Henry has not been much of as a force as he was last year. And so when we look at this game and we look how this is supposed to play out, well, look at that. 6-7, second place in the AFC North. And I mean, the Bengals are already eliminated. Bengals and Browns are eliminated. So now becomes these two teams right here. The Ravens have to beat the Bengals to keep their playoff hopes alive, right? So the Steelers are 7-6 right now. Play the Miami Dolphins on Monday. I will actually have that game. I'll talk about that last later in the podcast. But meanwhile, we take a look here. Gotta beat the Bengals to keep your playoff hopes alive. Steelers have to beat the Dolphins to keep their playoff hopes alive here. And so that will be that. Rashad Bateman has been listed as out versus the Bengals. I mean, that was announced by their this was just announced actually today. This is just almost an hour ago, and this was a little ankle injury here for Rashad Bateman. He was a limited participant in Thursday practice, and he did not practice Friday. So, I mean, just a little ankle sprain, little ankle injury, and probably just re-aggravated it. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, T. Higgins, P.J. Jules, Jordan Jefferson, and Jake Browning are considered inactive today for the Cincinnati Bengals. So some key names out there. Tylan Wallace, David Ojabu inactive versus the Bengals. So a lot of big names are out today for the Ravens as well as the Bengals. But again, very, very important game for the Ravens. Again, if you win, you're still in the conversation. If not, we're gonna have to have a whole nother conversation. But when we return, we will talk about the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. How big that game is, and what kind of implications it does have. As again, we will be back in just a moment. Thank you for watching the DKG podcast on YouTube and Spotify.
Jazz, Kingdom, global talk, no filter, turn it up. Oh, whole squad in the building. Touchdown, Jazz, Kingdom global. In the end zone, baby. Jazz, Kingdom global. We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Jazz, Kingdom global. Every take the sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits 0. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll. Whole field in my dreadlock halo. Big screen, big dream, no cable. Who talk that talk, we deeper. Game plan drawn on the speaker. Touchdown, crowd gon' ether. He broke 3 tackles on the feature. Every topic we go line. No cap, 2 feet on a white line. Replay angles in my punchline. Whole earth in the chat at the same time.
And we welcome you back here to the DKG podcast on YouTube and Spotify, as we are very excited that you could join us again on this beautiful Sunday kickoff. Just 13 minutes away. So now we're going to go get you out here. Pittsburgh at home taking on the Miami Dolphins after their win against the Baltimore Ravens last week. Hence the lead that they have in the AFC North. The Miami Dolphins have fought and clawed their way to 4 consecutive victories, something that has not been seen in the NFL for quite a while. Beat the Bills, started with the Bills, beat the Bills, Commanders, Saints, Jets. Now, obviously, tomorrow on Monday night, they will try to get the job done here. So, currently third in the AFC East. Right now, we're looking at a team who has fought and clawed their way to this point. A lot has to go their way, though, in order for them to at least have a shot at the playoffs, right? So if they need the Chargers to lose, right? Because they do not hold the tiebreaker over the Chargers, they're hoping for a Kansas City win. So a loss to the Patriots will seal the AFC East for the New England. The Patriots are not really chasing the postseason; they are chasing home advantage. Blah 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 blah. Great. So a Bills loss would keep Miami's playoff hopes alive, as they are again. They do have the tiebreaker over the Bills. Houston, Arizona would need to win in order for them to have a shot. The Colts would need to win in order for Miami to have a chance here. So basically, all that's being said right now is that Miami needs to win. Right, that's where this starts. Miami getting a win on the road in Pittsburgh would really solidify where this team is headed in terms of the postseason. Kansas City, with a loss, would be out of playoff contention, but so far so good. With a win for Pittsburgh, would possibly, I believe, seal the AFC North and coming up. When we return to the DKG, we will have our official game picks, a final look at fantasy, and so much more. Stay tuned to the DKG podcast on YouTube and Spotify.
Powered by Riverside. Powered by Riverside. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Oh, beats cut grass, slow mama stride, sweat on my face, fire inside. Crowd so loud, but I'm locked in. Fourth and long, I was built to win. Who's gonna run it? I am. Who's gonna take that hit? I can't. Who's gonna cross that line? We are. Hold on the field. We're the stars. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Heartbeat hits like the drum line, silver, green, black and gold. Turn it up, go. Feel that thunder. Hear my name when it's told. This is Friday Night Lights, R&B, football theme. Oh.
Welcome back to the DKG podcast on YouTube and Spotify, powered by Riverside.fm. We are glad that you could join us here. Now it is time to show you what my picks are for these football games. Very excited again for these games to happen. Kickoff in less than 10 minutes. Whereas we have been on a roll here, as I am going to now tell you what my picks are here for Sunday. Now this will be the Ravens and the Bengals. I have the Ravens defeating the Bengals and keeping their playoff hopes alive. At noon, Raiders, Eagles. I have the Eagles to win at home by a margin of 14 plus. That's just because this is an easy team, right? The Raiders are 2-11. Beat the Raiders. That is not a hard task at all. Meanwhile, the Cardinals and the Texans. I actually have the Cardinals beating the Texans by 3 points. Should be fun to watch. Meanwhile, Chargers and Chiefs. I have the Chiefs beating the Chargers at Arrowhead by 6 points. Should be a close game to watch, as the Chiefs will keep their playoff hopes alive with a win at Arrowhead. Meanwhile, Bills, Patriots. I have the Patriots beating the Bills and securing the number 1 seed in the AFC North. No, AFC East. I have the Patriots winning the AFC East with a win over the Bills today. Meanwhile, Jags will beat the Jets and eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs from postseason contention. Just a heartbreaker there. Meanwhile, the Commanders and Giants. I have Marcus Mariota leading the way for the Commanders to beat the New York Giants on the road at MetLife. Browns, Bears. I have Caleb Williams and the Bears to defeating the Cleveland Browns at home at Soldier Field. Panthers, our first of many 325 games. I do have the Carolina Panthers defeating the New Orleans Saints on the road. This should be at the Superdome. Fairly fun to watch. I do have this game being a runaway there for the Panthers, as they should win that. Bryce Young is going to lead the way there for the Panthers. Then we have the Lions and the Rams. I don't see the Lions getting it done. I think that the Rams completely shut them down and have a monster offensive performance, as the LA Rams will beat the Detroit Lions by a double-digit margin. Colts, Seahawks, the return of Phillip Rivers in Indianapolis. However, the Seahawks are a really good team, but I can't bet against Phillip Rivers. The Colts get the job done today and take down the 10-3 Seattle Seahawks, as the Rams will win and take their place as the number 1 seed in the NFC West for this week. Packers, Broncos. I see the Broncos beating the Packers and staying neck and neck with the New England Patriots at the top of the AFC. Titans, 49ers, obviously a blowout by the 49ers against the Titans, the Tennessee Titans. And this game, I see the 49ers holding the Titans under 10 points throughout this entire game. With the return of Christian McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey should be in this game for the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, the Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys on NBC for Sunday Night Football. Cowboys at home versus the Minnesota Vikings. This should be a win for the Dallas Cowboys, as Dak Prescott will have himself a nice day in the air for 300-plus passing yards. Should be a fun game to watch. And then tomorrow, I have the Miami Dolphins defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers, as Tua has never had a win in freezing temperatures, but I do believe that this will not be the case tomorrow. He will have a win on the road in Pittsburgh, as he will do what he does best. Meanwhile, the last thing I do want to talk about here is fantasy football, as I will show you my lineup here for my fantasy team. So I have Dak Prescott leading the way. Bijan Robinson had a really awesome day. Jonathan Taylor will play later. He should only have 17.6 fantasy points, but I do expect him to have a nice day in Seattle. Zay Flowers going to play at Cincinnati. He should have a good day. Khalil Shakir should have a pretty good day. Mark Andrews, the tight end there, should be good. A.J. Brown should have himself a really nice day against Las Vegas, and I do expect the Patriots defense to do really, really awesome, as I do have Jake Elliott at kicker here, as I would have Chris Boswell, but the wind might blow, and I don't want to take that chance here. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of the GKG Podcast.
Global talk,
live
no filter,
on
turn it up.
YouTube and Spotify. Again, we
Whole
thank
squad
you
in the
so much for
building.
joining us.
Touchdown, Dress Kingdom Global. In the end zone, baby.
we should
Dress
have
Kingdom
a
Global.
fun
We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Dress Kingdom Global. Everything to sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Yo, new drop when the clock hits zero. Run stats, run tape, no B-roll. Whole field in my dreadlock halo. Big screen, big dream, no cable. Who talk that talk, we deeper. Game plan drawn on the speaker. Touchdown, crowd gon' ether. He broke 3 tackles on the feature. Every topic we go line. No cap, 2 feet on a white line. Replay angles in my punchline. Whole earth in the chat at the same time.
We are in for a nice little game. NFL kickoff.
Trans Kingdom Global. We gon' worldwide. Hit play, let it run. Whole crew on the sideline. Trans Kingdom Global. Everything to sky. Turn the mic to the max. Touchdown call every time. Fourth quarter, last snap, no fold.